Aloha everyone, welcome to Skincare with Hyram. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hyram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. Let's just ignore the puffy eyes this morning, shall we? Well, I got sleep. That's the good thing. For once, I finally fucking got sleep. But I swear to God, every time I have to film in the morning, which most of the time I film at night, but when I have to film in the morning, my body just decides, here, Hyram, let's just give you the puffiest fucking eyes of all. That'll look great on camera. So this is kind of video that I kind of thought of out of nowhere. I don't really know what inspired this, to be honest, but I'm hoping it could be somewhat useful because I definitely feel like I need to say what's in this video. It is very important. Where shall we start? So as we all know, I'm an opinionated bitch. I just have very strong opinions when it comes to skincare. And honestly, I am so picky, so there are so many different types of ingredients that I don't like for various reasons, but one of those ingredients that has really come to the spotlight is fragrance. Yes, good old fragrance. I had no idea that the anti-fragrance movement would become so big. Honestly, I never expected that to happen. That was probably the last thing I would have expected out of all the different controversial opinions that I have. And so many people don't like fragrance in their skincare, and this is due to a lot of creators and a lot of influences in the industry. And I'm honestly really grateful for it because I personally don't think that fragrance is necessary and that brands should be formulating just as many products that are fragrance free as they do are fragranced. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know, I just don't like fragrance, not because I think it's evil, it's terrible, it's bad, disgusting. I don't like fragrance because it's completely unnecessary to a formula and only excludes a certain amount of people that have fragrance sensitivities. It's only added to smell nice, which is not necessary to the performance of a formula, to the health of the skin. And you have a large group of people excluded from being able to access those products because of their sensitivities to fragrance. And my hope is to put pressure on companies to at least release some fragrance-free products. That way they can truly be accessible by everyone. What I did not expect was fragrance to become such a controversial ingredient among the wide majority of people. Like when I'm on TikTok, the majority of questions that I see about formulas and speculation first comes down to, is it fragrance-free or is it fragranced? And obviously, while I'm grateful people are holding brands accountable for coming out with more fragrance-free formulas, I tend to find that a lot of people are starting to think that fragrance is the worst thing that can be in a formula. That the worst thing you can do to your skin is put a fragrance product on it. And I didn't think this was too widespread until I started seeing a lot of my comment sections of people sharing their skincare routines, being very happy about only using fragrance-free formulas, which of course I will celebrate, but using extremely irritating routines that are creating more damage than they ever would have seen using fragrance products. And of course, fragrance is not only something I'm picky about on my channel, it's also kind of a running joke. Like I always make jokes about it on TikTok, how I just like cannot stand fragrance, I avoid it like the plague. I make all these joking terms on my channel, which I think are funny because in relation to a lot of other ingredients and products, it is very minimal in terms of its risk of irritation and sensitivity. And that's why I always say in my videos, like, fragrance isn't the devil, I'm just not a fan of it. And if you're on TikTok, you know that I love to just like blow this out of the water because it's fun, I think it's funny to do. But I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what, maybe there are some people out there who just don't realize that fragrance isn't the most damaging thing you can do to your skin. And while some of you guys may be so caught up in ensuring that some of your products are fragrance free, you're using strategies, ingredients, or products that are creating way more damage that deserve more attention than speculating about whether your products have fragrance or not. And unfortunately, I've even had some situations where I've met subscribers in public. You guys have told me your skincare routine, and while yes, I love that you're so proud of the fact that you don't have fragrance in your products, and I love that you are being critical about what's in your formulas. In this video, I want to share 5 things that I think are worse than fragrance in skincare. Hopefully as a way to help any of you who may think that fragrance is the worst thing that can happen in your skincare product, to ensure that you're not accidentally creating more damage within your skin. Some of the products you share are so damaging or so irritating, or some of the strategies that you're using are creating far more damage than you would ever see by using a single fragrance skincare product. You know the meme that was like, if you have popcorn ceilings, then you don't have to worry about Biden's tax plan? I feel like this is the same, but with skincare. If you do any of these things I'm about to mention, then you don't have to worry about fragrance and skincare. And I'm not saying that being shady because we're all on a learning curve and I am still learning so much about skincare. And 5 years down the road, I'll probably look at my routine and be like, oh, girl, what were you doing? But for me, I felt like, maybe I should share some things that I personally believe are way more damaging and irritating than any type of fragrance. Because in reality, while yes, fragrance can be irritating, there is a risk there, it's still a small risk, and the majority of people will not experience fragrance irritation. I stick to fragrance-free products because I always want to make sure that my recommendations are accessible to as many people as possible. But no, fragrance is not going to kill you. It's not going to destroy your skin. The majority of people will be fine. So the first is the most obvious one. I won't dwell on this because I know all of you bitches know this already. Not Wearing sunscreen. The amount of times I have heard people say they're so proud they don't use fragrance in their skincare products, but then they don't use a sunscreen in their routine. Oh, I'm so sorry to say. I don't mean to burst your bubble. I know skincare should be enjoyable, but let me just be honest. If you're not using a sunscreen, none of your routine is going to matter. Literally none of it. If anything, you're going to see more damage in your skin because of the exfoliating treatments that you're using. And I don't know the data, but damage from fragrance is like down here, while damage from not wearing a sunscreen is through the roof. I'm serious, guys. I wouldn't be saying this if this wasn't the majority of my encounters with subscribers in public. The majority of people that I've spoken to that have a skincare routine or are avoiding fragrance don't use the sunscreen. And I would so much rather you use the most fragrant skincare in the world alongside a sunscreen than to use a fragrance-free skincare routine and no sunscreen. That's how important it is. And if you're like, but Hyram, I can't find a good sunscreen that I actually enjoy. It's so hard to find. No worries. I gotcha. One of my personal favorites is the Klairs Soft UV Airy Essence. It's amazing because it's super lightweight. It soaks into the skin so quickly, making it great for oily skin, and there's absolutely no white cast. Or there's the one right here, the Kinship Self-Reflect Probiotic Sunscreen, which is actually in my Kinship kit. If you aren't familiar, I'm doing a kit with Kinship that features my favorite Kinship products alongside a water bottle that has my name on it. And $5 from every kit is being donated to protecting the oceans. But the sunscreen is amazing. It works for so many skin tones. It's a mineral zinc oxide based sunscreen. Really great quality and featured in my best sunscreens of 2020 video. Those are two of my favorite ones that you can find out there. So you have no excuse now. Number 2, using too many treatments. This is a problem I'm finding all the time as the rise of skincare popularity has been affecting so many people. I love my treatments, my exfoliants, my retinols, serums, solutions. I love it all. But you have to be very careful about what you combine together. And I have seen so many times people who avoid fragrance, but their daily skincare routine consists of exfoliants, retinol, scrubs, harsh cleansers, sometimes twice a day, using so many treatments at the same time. When in reality, you really should be spacing out your treatments. The risk of you damaging your skin by overusing treatments is so much more severe than you would ever see by using a fragrance skincare product. And this is because while treatment products are amazing and they can repair a lot of damage within the skin, they can easily over-exfoliate the skin, they can make the skin way more prone to sun damage, they can compromise the moisture barrier, which creates a whole load of problems, whether it be dryness or breakouts. And personally, I have spoken to dermatologists who say that this is one of the most risky things that you can do to your skin, overusing treatments, and I completely agree. The amount of times I've seen someone use a crazy harsh exfoliating treatment alongside a retinol daily, sometimes twice a day, is horrifying. And I get it, we want to fix these issues in our skin, but skincare is about skin health. It's about daily care, making sure you're taking care of the health of your skin. It's just like brushing your teeth. You don't go from stained teeth to porcelain white teeth in a single day. It's a process by taking care every single day. And if you are in the situation where you're like, oops, I didn't realize I'm using so many treatments, what should I do? Honestly, I would recommend either spacing them out a lot, only exfoliating 3 times a week, only using them overnight, or you can find gentle actives, which is my personal favorite approach to any active treatment ingredients. Products that have a lower concentration of these beneficial ingredients so that you're getting your regular dosage while not potentially compromising the health of your skin. So for example, the Krave Beauty Kale-lalu-yAHA exfoliating treatment is a glycolic acid treatment that's very gentle. It's one of the only glycolic acid products out there that doesn't sting my skin. Or the Polypep Collagen Boosting Serum from Face Theory is a great PHA treatment, and PHAs are very gentle exfoliants that will get rid of all the dead skin cells on your face, but with way less sensitivity than your traditional exfoliants. Taking a gentle active approach or just scaling back your treatments is going to make such a difference and completely bring down that risk that inevitably is way worse than fragrance. 3, natural products. We knew this was coming. Natural products are, how do I say it? Terrible. No, I'm kidding. They could just be really, really risky. DIY products not made by a chemist who understands the specific percentages, or ingredients like essential oils or citrus that are at concentrations way, way, way too high. Honestly, just so many brands, particularly indie brands, which don't get me wrong, I love my indie brands. I love supporting small companies, but if they aren't properly made and they do tout this, natural is better and we're preservative free, we're essential oil based, we're made at home, those are extremely risky and your potential for irritation is way higher than you would see with just fragrance in a product. Everything in me wants to support these companies because I know that their mindset and their philosophy and their intent is good, but the end result is just way too risky. Number 4, overcleansing. This is a problem that I see also a lot of people making. Overcleansing can be way more damaging than any type of fragrance in a skincare product. Here's why. We tend to believe that if our skin is dirty or if we're having breakouts, the best thing to do is just to get in there and bulldoze all that dirt nerd out. We really want to go ham on cleansing our skin. But the problem is that our skin has a natural moisture barrier that we need to protect. Our skin is good at taking care of itself, and it creates these natural oils to help protect it. And what a cleanser is supposed to do is make sure to get any excess dirt, oil, and sebum out of our skin while not disrupting the moisture barrier. But if you over cleanse your skin, you inevitably disrupt the moisture barrier, causing your skin's health to not be good and causing problems like dryness, breaking out, aging, and so many other issues. And if you are someone who already struggles with breakout or acne prone skin, over cleansing just makes that problem 100 times worse because your skin is not able to create the natural oils that help protect the moisture barrier, which means your skin is constantly impaired. And if it's constantly impaired, how is it going to heal itself from the acne it's experiencing? I see people over cleansing all the time, and you really want to be careful. So the main thing is make sure you're only using one cleanser, and if you are using a cleanser, make sure that afterwards you don't feel this stripped, dry, tight feeling. And make sure that you're not using treatment or really harsh cleansers every single day. For some gentle cleanser recommendations, I love the La-Roche Posay Toleraine line. Both their purifying and hydrating ones are great depending on your skin type because they gently cleanse the skin but do a really good job, but without ever overstripping it. Or one of my new favorites, the Herbivore Pink Cloud Cleanser, is such a good one. It's the ultimate gentle cleansing experience for me, and I never notice that my skin is stripped or that my moisture barrier is impaired. And 5, finally, this may seem like the obvious, but I have to say it because again, I've run into this problem so many times. Popping your pimples is so much worse than fragrance. Oh, I've seen so many people who have done this where they're so adamant about using a fragrance-free skincare routine, but still pop their pimples. And I know popping your pimples is so addicting. It can be a fun experience. I get it. It's super hard to stop, but in terms of risk evaluation, there's just no comparison. Popping your pimples, however you do it, is so much more risky to the health of the skin than using a product with fragrance in it. And I know that popping pimples can be due to a variety of issues, like anxiety does fuel sometimes that desire to pop pimples, but there are ways to get around it. And if you want to learn about how you can stop popping your pimples, go watch my teen acne series. I go over some points there. I'll have it linked in the description box below, but seriously, there's just no comparison. If you pop your pimples, you do not need to worry about fragrance in your skincare because that is going to be your top priority. Fix that shit. And those are all the things I wanted to cover. I hope this video made sense. As I'm kind of looking back on it, I'm like, did this video even make any sense? If anything, I hope this shows that yes, fragrance is something that I deem to be not necessary in a formula, and I get really irked and annoyed when I see it. But inevitably, the skincare world is a gray area. There's no black and white. There are so many worse things that you could be doing to your skin than using fragrance in a product. And rather than feeling discouraged, because I don't want you to feel discouraged, like I said, we're all on a learning curve. I hope this can help you prioritize like what's most important when it comes to choosing skincare products or what you do in your skincare routine so that you're focused on the right things. And then if you don't want fragrance in your skincare products, sweet, all the better. I'm there with you. Let's find some fragrance-free products together. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.